Today, we live in a world where everything is multitasking. For instance, if you see your phones or tablets, they perform multiple functions at once, and they are cameras, phones, media players, etc. But there's an underlying problem with this approach. They do not excel at a single feature. They're all-rounders, and they're more or less like the modern Swiss Army knife. And this approach, you can see it in restaurants, you can see it in stores and pharmacies. When you go into a restaurant chain, you'll notice that they'll sell breakfast, lunch, dinner, and if they can't, they'll try to turn themselves into a bar at night just to earn some extra money. The same happens with pharmacies. If you go into a pharmacy, you'll be lucky to find some drugs or medication between the aisles of candy, makeup, grocery items, and cleaning items. So this actually takes me to my story, or the story of home burgers. When we started developing a business, we focused on a single recipe, making more or less like the perfect burger, or our form of perfect burger. We worked day and night to find the perfect recipe and look for the right cuts for the beef, switch out the sauces, make different types of sauces for the burger and find the perfect one. Switch out the fries, maybe these type of fries or those type of fries. And when we were about to open for business, we realized we only had one item on the menu. It was just a burger and some fries. And at that point, we decided to make probably the best decision that we could have made, which was stick by one item and make it the best possible. So when we opened the restaurant and customers started coming back, we noticed that they came back for two specific reasons. The first is that they love the convenience, the efficiency, and the quality of the burgers. And second, they loved that the menu was so easy that they didn't have to think about what they wanted to order or what they wanted to eat that day. So when a restaurant operation starts to work or starts to develop itself, the longer the menu and the more complex the menu, the more complex the operation is going to be. And what ends up happening is that you end up having like a dance between the management, the employees, and the customers. And when it gets busy, that complex dance tends to break down. And breakdowns happen all of the time. At home burgers, it happens daily. But what's important is that because we had such like a focused menu and a focused operation, is that we're able to pick ourselves up and learn from our mistakes and develop new techniques to be better every day. One clear example of that is that when we started to expand, we had something that we call growing pains, which is we weren't able to keep up with the demand. And what that ended up happening is that we had to, along the way, figure out inventory procedures, where to store more inventory to be able to sell more, set up production standards and production procedures in order to just keep up the operation going. And one clear example of that is, for instance, our inventory management system. This might seem a little technical, but if you have a long menu or a complex menu, you have thousands and thousands of items you have to count every day or every week in order to keep your inventory controlled. And if your managers are taking care of that, they're losing focus on what matters the most, which is cooking a burger or cooking great food, right? And since we didn't have that problem, our inventory management system was easy to set up, and it was easy to control after that. And our managers could focus on bringing quality to our customers above all. Also in the terms of quality, since our menu was so simplified, we didn't have menu items competing for cooking space in our restaurant. If you've ever been to one of our restaurants, they're pretty small. You have a griddle, you have a fryer, and that's pretty much it. And if you have more than one item, you're going to have a competition between two items in the same grill. You're going to have the grill master trying to figure out if he's going to cook burgers or chicken burgers or whatever other ingredients or products you have. So since we only had one product, that grill master could focus on bring out as many items as he could, or as many burgers as he could, and trying to control the quality on a single hamburger. And that's very important because, for instance, we're known for having a juicy burger, and if the secret to getting a juicy burger is cooking the right amount of time. If you cook it for a short amount of time, you're going to get a raw burger. If you cook it for a long amount of time, you're going to get a really dry burger. So if for instance the grill guy is controlling his burgers and he has to control another product, he's going to lose focus of his burgers, and they're going to come either raw or really dry. So eventually what ended up happening is that quality and consistency became a pillar of our business. And in terms of the second aspect, which is what we call menu anxiety, is that when you go into a restaurant and you have a long menu with different options, there's something in the back of the head that tells you, should I order this one, or the vegetarian, or the chicken one, and you really don't know what you want to order. And even after you place your order, you're still not sure if you made the right decision. And this happens, like if you're standing in a line, you're looking at a menu, it takes you a longer time than if you don't have any options. Like, it might sound weird, but the less options you have, the easier it is to make that decision. And what happens at home burgers is that people know that there's only one option, and then you can choose either a single patty or a double patty, and that's about it, right? And what ended up happening is that our bottlenecks in the operation were not because of people having to make a decision or waiting a long time in line or the cashier trying to make a decision. It was for stuff like the credit card processing machine, stuff like that wasn't fast enough. If you prevent the menu anxiety, people know that the line, even though there's a line, they're going to come back and it's going to move fast, right? And the quality of the burgers are always going to be good. And not to extend myself that so much, but looking back, all of those compromises might have seemed like a difficult decision. But nowadays, it's a pillar of our business. We look at it like from now on, every decision you want to take, we want to make it as simple as possible and as focused as possible in order to maintain the quality of our business. And I'm not saying this is the only way to do business. I'm not only saying this is a perfect way to do business, but this is what worked for us and what made us successful among our competition, right? And going forward, there's probably going to be tinkering, there's going to be modifications in the menu, etc. But at the end of the day, we've established the groundwork and the basis for a focused and efficient company. Thank you.